Me, it's Queen Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might be wondering about this kind of a situation. Alright guys, I wanted to first and foremost say thank you to all my patrons. I have 4 patrons: Ronald, Leland, Zamani, and Robbie. I have 4 altogether. And I wanted to thank my patrons because any money or any support that comes to me is greatly appreciated. So I wanted to give you guys a shout out and let you know how much I really adore you. All right. If any of you would like to become a patron, because I have 4 brothers right now. I need some sisters in this group. We got to get some feminine energy in this mix. So if anybody else or any other brothers who also want to step up, please check out my Patreon page. And if you're interested, please support the channel. All right. We have a little dilemma going on today. And I wanted to tell you guys what happened. And I'm going to give my opinion and talk about some of the possible pitfalls. A young lady said to me, she's 25 years old. She lives with both her parents. Her parents had been married well before she was even born. She said she said it was 28 or 29 years. She wasn't sure which one. So they've been married for a very long time. Her father has been unfaithful. Let's just go there. Her father has been unfaithful several different times, and they've worked it out. The mother told him the next time is the last time. So recently, the daughter caught her father with another woman coming out of a bar. She confronted them both. Her and her father argued. She cussed out the woman. It was ugly. It was just ugly. So she asked me, what did I think about this situation? And more importantly, should she tell her mom? Now, like a year ago, a woman wrote me and she sent me a book. And in her book, she had a very similar situation. She said that, I don't remember the details, but basically it was the same thing. Her father cheated, she peeped it, and they got into a fight. She told her mom, and the father kicked them both out, disowned them both, and is not talking to either one of them. So my thing is this, in your particular case, I personally would not tell my mother. I would go to my father, and you said that he was avoiding you and, not making eye contact and all that other old crap. I would go to him and tell him, you tell her or I'm going to tell her. Flat out. You have until Friday, for example, if you want to do it that quickly. You have until Friday, you have until Sunday, you have until Monday. And if you haven't told her what's going on, I'm going to tell her because I'm not comfortable keeping this secret from my mother. I would tell him flat out. And if he did not tell her, now that you've told him, you've put it out there, you've given him a chance, and if he did not tell her, I would tell my mother. I would. After first telling him, look, this is what's going to happen. Now, if you have to tell her, after you tell her, your father may be angry with you. He may be angry with both of you. And I wanted to point this out because the book that the woman sent me, when she sent me her story, because this could be a big rift in the relationship with your father, for both of you or for just you, maybe even. You never know how these things are going to go. Your father and mother might not break up. They might fight. They might go through the rounds and decide to stay together. And he might resent you for telling her what happened. They might break up. Who knows what's going to happen? But the point of the matter is that I want you to be aware that there are consequences. And I'm not saying don't do it, because I would do it. I wouldn't care. I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't care what the consequences were. I would tell my mother, but I would do it this way, and I would be aware that it could potentially blow up. They could end up not together. He could end up out of the house. He could end up fighting with you guys and y'all could end up out of the house. They could end up not breaking up and he could just be mad at you. Your mother could be pissed at both of you because it took you this long to tell her. You never know how this kind of thing is going to play out. So all I want you to do is be aware that there are potential consequences, but it would not deter me. I would man up and do it anyway. I would witch up and tell her if he didn't do it first. I would try to get him to do it on his own. And in a lot of cases, some people would never admit it, and some people would rather than have somebody else tell them. So I would give him that option. And if he did not do it, that's when I would say to her what I saw and what happened and so forth and so on. But you have to be aware of the consequences of your actions. I would do it because I would not want to hold a secret like that from my mother. Especially not, I know all about it. I would not want to hold a secret like that from my mom. So I definitely would tell her, but I would give him the chance to do it first. Okay? So after you say that and after you do that, regardless of what happens, just be aware that there are consequences. That wouldn't stop me from telling the truth, though. There's consequences to everything. Any action you take, remember this for the rest of your life, any action you take has consequences. And sometimes those consequences are more severe than others. Sometimes you do something and it can't be taken back. Sometimes you break something and it can't be fixed. Sometimes you do something for a good reason and it backfires on you. So you never really know what's going to be the outcome. Just know there are several possible outcomes, and whatever it is, you have to live with it once the cat is out of the bag. Also, remember, your mom caught him cheating before, so she might already know. She might already be aware, or she might already think that something is going on, because he's been caught several other times, so he's not really that slick with it. If you get caught that many times, you might as well give it up. That's obviously an activity that you're not good at. You're not good at that. Leave that shit alone. So she might already even be aware. It might be something that, she knows is going on and maybe is going to address herself, that kind of thing. But in my particular case, that's how I would handle it. I just want you to be aware of the consequences. So no matter what happens, you like, okay, you didn't do anything wrong. You're not the one who was out cheating, And your father, from your conversation with him, is trying to turn the tables like, oh, you being newsy and you being messy. No, he's being messy. He's saying you're being petty. No, he's being petty. Everything he's blaming on you, he's just deflecting off of himself. Okay? So just remember that before you do whatever you're going to do. But that's my advice. That's what I would do. Okay? I hope it helps, and I hope everything's okay. Whatever goes down, I hope it ends in a good way. Okay? All right. Thank you for your question. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you want to contact me, all my information will be underneath this video. If you would like to get a tarot card reading, please email me and I will give you an appointment. Right now, my first appointment is July 1st. I'm generally working with about a 2-week waiting list. So once you know you want a reading, get on it immediately and let me know so I can get you in as fast as possible. All right, guys. See you later.